it is because it's so blurry you can't see. So you need to make sure that you're finding a high quality image, and the most important thing is choose a relevant image. Don't choose an image you know you're gonna get bored at in 2 days. Okay, you need to make sure that it's something that you're engaged with and you're not gonna get bored after 2 days. Okay, because we're gonna be working on this for at least like 5 to 6 days. Okay, so you need to make sure that by the second day you're not like, oh my god, Mr. I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm gonna tell you to suck it up. Okay, so make sure that you're choosing one that you genuinely like. Okay, so this is a bad versus a good reference. Why is this cute mushroom bad? First of all, you can see all the pixels. That's a blurry image. And second of all, it has no value in it. It's literally just an outline. If I made you guys do this, you guys would probably be done in literally 10 minutes. Okay, so this is that. Okay, the next one though is a good image, a good reference. Why? It's a clear, high quality image, and it has lots of value. And if I were to draw this, I wouldn't get bored after 45 days. Okay, so I personally would love you to draw this one. Okay? So, what we're going to be doing is, in the last 2 years, I will always let people choose their reference, but it always comes with issues. For example, one, they're like, they don't choose a good one, I have to make them find a new one, and then they get annoyed that they have to find a new one. Second of all, they find their own image, but then they're like, actually, Mr. Oreo, can I change it after 2 days of working on it? And I'm like, okay, then you just lost 2 days of work time, and they like end up rushing it at the end. Okay, so now what I'm doing differently this year, so on, is I already chose 10 different references that you can choose from. Okay, there are 10 different options on a Google form that you're going to pick from. 5 of those options are fabric-based references, and the other 5 are skull-based references. The reason why I chose either fabric or skull is because I believe that is the best and fastest way for you guys to learn not only how to effectively use your pencils, but about value and blending. Okay, because those are going to be the most 2 important things about this project. And by the way, one is not easier than the other one. Each image has its own easy points and its hard points. Okay, if you choose the fabric is very blending will be very important for this. And if you feel like I think blending is going to be my strong suit, maybe you want to use the fabric. The only thing about fabric is if you're not good at blending, it's not going to look like fabric. Okay, so blending is going to be huge on this one. Okay, for the skull, the transitions and the proportion will be especially important when choosing this imagery. So if you feel like you're going to be really good with proportion, then maybe choose this one. And if you like blending is not really your strong suit, you might to choose the skull one as well, because the skull is a lot more forgiving if your blending is not very strong. Okay? And if you would like to find your own image, it needs to be either a fabric or a skull, and you need to get it approved by me. Okay? So now what I want you guys to do is go on Canvas to my course. You're going to go to modules, and you're going to go under Unit 1 Graphite. It's called a Google form, and there are 10 different options. Okay? I want you to take your time and look at all of them. Okay? And reminder, don't just choose the one you think is easiest. Choose one you genuinely are going to be engaged with the next 4 to 5 days. I know it looks very intimidating right now, okay, but I can promise you, once you get the ball rolling with this, it's going to be easy. Okay, not easy, but you're going to enjoy your time drawing this. Okay? So once you're done and you fill out the Google form, I want you to go on the counter where the green base is, grab a ruler and your final paper that's next to the rulers, and close your Chromebook so I know like who's done everything. Oh yeah, of course.
Wait, turn this on. Just give it to
Oh,
teacher.
just give it to her.
There's no way I'm doing it.
The skulls would be so hard, bro.
This is probably gonna be the easiest one, bro. The ball.
I don't think so.
I'll be honest with you, they're all gonna be hard.
Yeah, all of these are.
They're all gonna be different.
But I think the coolest would be a skull.
While you
Where
guys
do we
are choosing
go?
your own, I actually drew
The
2
Google form thing.
options, and I wanted to show you
Think
how they
about
turned
it.
out for me. here.
I'm gonna use
and I
this.
added my
I'm
own
gonna do this
elements.
one.
And then I drew another one. I don't know which option this is, but I drew.
Actually, I want a skull.
So
I
if
want
you
to do a
choose one of
skull.
those options, I literally drew it, so I can help you out with it.
I'm gonna do the skull.
Because
Skull
I
option
literally have
1.
experience
You're gonna
drawing
do
it,
this?
okay? So once you're done, like I said, close your Chromebook, grab a ruler, and grab your final paper and write your name small on the back. There's a reason why I'm making you write it small on the back, okay?
I feel like a skull. I'm gonna do skull.
I did skull option 1.
I'm gonna do skull option. Skull.
Nico, can you grab me a paper, please?
I'm going to. And
Okay, go bigger.
It looks like school option 3 is the most popular with this class and my last class, which is interesting.
Oh, it's skull.
I went with 1. Went with 1.
Now one looks a little.
Oh, well, where's this at? Modules.
You want 3? Just hold back and then 3 is black. That is so easy.
And by the way, guys, I'm going to be printing out these images for you to have next week. I personally like having it printed next to me so I'm not looking at a screen, and then you guys can manipulate the paper however you want. Okay, so I'm going to have these printed out for you tomorrow, which is why I really want you guys to fill out the form if you have it.
Yeah, skull option 3 is hard as hell.
Yeah, skull option 1's the easiest.
Like, not hard, like it's hard.
Dude.
You get what I mean?
Do 1, bro.
Why?
Yeah, do that.
That looks hard.
Everyone, I'm not trying to
All
intimidate
look
you
hard.
guys with these references. I will
These are
be there
different ones, it's
every
hard
step
to
of the way for you. If you need help, I would gladly sit down and help you make sure you are successful. Okay? Alright, if you're done, just reminder to just close your Chromebook and you want as much space as
Yeah,
you
I'm good.
want in this step. So put them away and have, I just want your paper, ruler, and your pencils next to you. That's all you need.
Serious.
Do you guys have an extra over here? Extra pencils. Just give them that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys using these tins?
Um,
No, I'm taking them from you guys.
was that the one you left empty?
No. I put mine back with the closed lid.
What? You're such a dominant impression.
Alright guys, so I'm
Advanced
gonna move
comp.
on to the next phase of the day. So we are officially going to grid our own paper, okay? But before we do that, I want to tell you how exactly I'm grading these, okay? So these bad boys are going to be worth 60 points, okay? As we move on projects, the points get more and more and more until we end with 100 points for our final project, okay? So this, we're going to start off with 60 points. The first criteria is the grid application. So, was the grid drawn correctly and used effectively as a guide for placement and scaling? Now let's just say you're drawing the school, right? And the eye socket of the school is in like the middle of the grid, okay? But for some reason, someone drew it all the way up here. That means that you did not use the grid effectively and you didn't use it as a guide, okay? So that's how you're gonna get points off. Am I grading you if, let's just say, the eye socket's in this little box right here, and you accidentally drew it a little bit too high, I'm not grading that crazy, okay? As long as it's in the right area of the box, that's all I'm looking for, okay? The second criteria is your shading and value range. Does the drawing effectively represent the light and shadow areas? Is there a full range of values from light to dark, okay? At some point while you guys are having your studio days, there's gonna be a day where you guys are going to grade yourselves to see if you have a good range of value. This is for you guys to not only see like what am I missing and to make sure that you're nailing all those full points. And by the way, each criteria is worth 20 points, okay? So there's gonna be moments at times where I'm going to stop you guys and you're generally going to stop and look at your drawing to make sure that you're aiming for a good grade, okay? So, because I want you guys to be successful, okay? And then the final criteria, and my absolute favorite, and what the criteria that's gonna be in every single one of your projects, is your final presentation and craftsmanship, okay? So let's just say it's my paper, okay? And it's all crumpled up, and the corner's ripped, your dog peed on it or something, and you have dirty fingertips everywhere. That is not good craftsmanship, okay? You need to make sure that this paper is going like to an art museum, okay? Pretend like I'm going to display it, okay? So you need to make sure that it is nice, it has no rips or folds or anything dirty on it, okay? If there's like a tiny little bend, I'm not gonna be too crazy about it, but just make sure you're protecting this like your leg could print on it, okay? Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to grade our paper, okay? So I'm literally going to go step by step with you with my lovely camera, and I'm going to guide you the whole way. Alright, so first things first is your name needs to be somewhere very tiny. The reason why I'm making it tiny is if you mess up, you can just turn your paper around. Okay? Alright. So, the first thing I'm going to do is, for some reason, there's still a lot of you, or some of you, that don't know what an inch is on a ruler. So, before we begin, I'm going to explain what an inch is. So, the line next to the number, that is an inch. Okay, so if you see your number, and then the big line next to it, that is an inch, okay? So your number's right here, and it's this one right next to it, okay? If you're looking at the 10, it's the line in between 1 and 0, okay? That is an inch, okay? If you want to jot it down with your pencil, like this, to make sure that you got it, you can do that, okay? Because for 8th grade, I literally had to go to every single ruler and go with a blue Sharpie to mark every inch, and they still get it wrong. Okay, so please don't. Okay, if not, I will have to contact your math teacher. Okay. Anyways, all right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to lay out your ruler across your paper. I have it portrait. Okay, and you want to make sure you align it up with the 9 and this line right here. The ruler is gonna peek out just the tiniest bit. That is okay. All right. Now that I have my ruler completely lined up on my paper, and by the way, if I'm going to crash, just yell at me and I will stop, okay? Now what I'm going to do is, oh, by the way, you want either an HB or a B pencil. The reason why, if you go too light or way too dark, if you grab like a 6H, it's probably going to get your paper because how hard the top of the pencil is.
It's an eraser.
If you go too dark and try to use a 6B, it will literally stain your paper because how dark it is. For demonstration purposes, I'm using just a regular HB pencil, but I prefer the B pencil because I like how it glides a lot more smoother across my paper.
I'm gonna do what she wants.
Either use an HB or a B pencil. Okay?
Nope.
Alright.
Use that.
Now,
Fine.
now that I have my ruler, my pencil, and my paper, and my rulers across my paper, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a tiny little tick at every single inch. Okay? So I drew a tick at every inch. Okay? You should stop at number 8 because obviously at number 9, it's at the end of the paper, so you don't draw a tick. So you should have 8 ticks, okay? So if I take off my ruler, I have 8 ticks right here, okay? So you draw a tick at every single inch. and you stop at 8. Okay? Just like this on the board. Okay? So there's 8 ticks.
I head to the bottom.
Is there no more rulers?
No, probably not, because you're probably just going down.
Oh, really? But this isn't a perfect inch right here. This one isn't perfect. It's not exactly in the inches.
What?
Let me call your mom.
Oh, okay.
Alright, now, we're gonna do is you're gonna do the same exact thing at the very bottom of the paper. So now you're gonna line up your ruler at the bottom of the paper, and you're going to draw a tick once again at the very bottom of your paper. Okay? So I have ticks at the top and at the bottom of my paper. Okay? So remember, you need 8 ticks at the top and at the bottom. And I know I sound like a broken record, but there's still going to be people that aren't getting it, okay? So I'm gonna keep repeating myself until the very end. Once you're done with that, this is the most important part. You're going to line up your ruler with the first tick at the top of your paper and the bottom first tick at the bottom of your paper. Okay? So line it up. I recommend you to grab your pencil like this at the very bottom, because if you put too much pressure, it's going to dent your paper, and if you grab it all the way at the bottom, it makes you not use so much pressure, and you're going to glide your pencil all the way. Okay? And you have a perfect straight line. And you're going to do it with every single tick. Alright? And at the very end, you should end up with 9 columns. If you are struggling, please call me over. If you're like, Miss Oriel, my squares don't look like squares, like I said, please call me over. So this is how your paper should look. You have 9 lovely columns, okay? Make sure you count, because sometimes people have 8 and then you have to restart. And make sure you're going all the way at the very top of the paper, all the way at the bottom.
Oh,
Some people were leaving gaps at the top and bottom. Make sure the line goes all the way through. And then when you're done, turn your paper landscape.
Wait, so how do you count? Wait a second. Yeah,
Oh my god.
ow, who just did that?
Like I said, if you need help,
I know.
please call me over so we can fix it now.
Oh, that's cool.
And we don't have to restart at the very end.
Wait, no, it
And like I
doesn't.
said, if you're done, turn your paper landscape.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Like this.
1, 2,
If I'm gonna hit your mom so
5,
hard.
6, 7, 8, 9.
No, come on.
Whoa, whoa. Chill. What's your one feel like, AJ? Hey, you see mine? Matt, why are you going all the way up?
I forgot.
Oh my god. It's okay. We make mistakes.
No.
Mine looks pretty straight.
Alright, I'm going to continue, but I'm going to go very slow. So now what you want to do is you're going to line up your rulers across. And the ruler should fit very nicely across your paper because it's exactly 12 inches. And your rulers, most of them are 12 inches exactly. Okay? So now you're going to do the exact same thing, but you're doing it 11 more times. Okay? So now I'm drawing a tick at every single inch, and I'm going to end up with 11.
Oh.
You're supposed to turn it up.
And then again, I'm going to drag my ruler at the bottom, do the exact same thing,
Wait, where do you start?
and draw a tick
I'm gonna hit your mic.
at every single inch, and I'm going to end up with 11.
That's how long a ruler is.
Wait, what do we do?
12. Kidding.
Wait, my ruler is not even a foot long.
Go.
Okay, so like I said, these are how tiny my ticks are. Let me just focus. My ticks are very tiny, okay, because I don't want them to be too big. Okay, and I'm doing it at the top of the paper
Your brother's autistic, by
and
the way.
at the bottom. Okay, that is so I can do a straight line across my paper. And once I'm happy with my ticks, I'm going to start going across them and drawing a straight line. Okay? Make sure the first tick at the top goes to the first tick at the bottom. Don't do the first tick at the top with the fourth tick on the bottom, because then you're gonna have a skewed line and you're not gonna be straight. You need
You'd have 11
parallel
ticks, right?
lines, not
Yeah.
perpendicular lines. Now I have my lovely even squares, not rectangles, squares.
Oh my god.
I'm going to walk around with my paper to show you how it's supposed to look. If yours doesn't look like mine, you have a problem.
No, my shit's so funny. It's good enough.
Bro.
Dude, my paper's bent though. Why are you guys, you're not supposed to push that hard.
You're not supposed to push the board.
I'm gonna push as hard as I need to in life.
Doing my thing right now.
I mean, is that not true?
Don't worry. You still have time tomorrow.
It's good.
Yep, they look like squares.
I bet. Oh,
Oh, dude, that one's crooked for sure.
My dad just the tiniest bit here, but nothing crazy. It's okay if it stays. I mean, it's not gonna change your whole job.
it could.
If you feel like your grades are still too dark, you can go over with a kneaded eraser to like make it not as dark. Now, once you're done, if I can have everyone stop and just look over here. So, I have these protective sleeves. This is for you guys to protect your artwork. Because when we start actually drawing on them, graphite's gonna get everywhere, and I really don't want like someone's like graphite being smudged on someone else's artwork. So please use this. I have write your name on. So you're gonna put your grid in here. You're gonna put it in your period two cabinet. Okay?
Friendly fire.
Where's that? Oh my god.
Yeah, just
Yeah, mine's
who cares though.
Are you done with them?
Yeah, you
And
got
then
that.
tomorrow we are
Mine's really
officially starting our lovely.
Wait, are we done?
There you go. How do I make it like softer to the line? Like how do I like what does down do?
I'm just dabbing it with an eraser.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start dabbing on the maters. Come on. I've got the fattest ass in the box.
Fatted sex.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Bro.
Lovely work today. If you completely messed up your grades, don't worry.
That's hella uneven. I swear. I don't think it's that hard to make even lines. Wait, I think so. This just took my forearm. I'm gonna Tommy John after this. Huh? Who? I don't even know. Oh, is he good? No, probably not. Am I gonna start this year? Yeah. Kidding. What?
You're gonna start this year?
Yeah. Huh?
I hope so. Actually, maybe not.
Unless coach likes Mason over me.
No, Dom,
I'm gonna be better than Mason. Huh?
I'm actually coming back to baseball.
You're
so
coming
like,
back. I'm better than you.
Carp's thinking he's trying to pitch.
No, he's not. I remember Carp had like the nastiest curveball ever back
Put
then.
him in.